Ladies and gentlemen, the Olivet FFA Parley Protein team members, flip over the item of business. Check to make sure it's bolded, underlined. Each of you have a required ability from your position. Okay, everybody has one. Mr. Chairman, team members, Miss Kayla is one of your judges. Mr. Rick in the middle, Miss Julie over here on the side. I need to have you, my dear, sit down, please. Timekeeper, Mr. Chairman, Madam Timekeeper, Miss Olivia, she'll hold the card up at 8 minutes. Please say, thank you, Madam Timekeeper. And at 9:30, you say, thank you, Madam Timekeeper. She will stand and stay until you tell, okay? There'll be 10 questions afterwards by the judges. The first ones will be, the 10 questions will be answered. Then, Mr. Secretary, you will get 5 minutes to do your minutes. If you get done early, you can turn them in. But you do have a whole 5 minutes. We will start the time after the questions, okay? Yep. All righty. It's been a long wait in the holding room. Glad to see you. Good luck to your team, Mr. Chairman.
Good evening, honorable judges, FFA members, and guests. We are the parliamentary procedure team of the Olivet FFA. My team will now introduce themselves, starting at my left.
Teddy Sableski, acting as secretary.
Dalton Humphrey. Jared Miller.
Crystal Fuentes, Allison LaRue.
And Brock Herring, acting as president. Madam Timekeeper, we are now ready to begin. The meeting room will come to order. We are holding a meeting of the Olivet FFA Parliamentary Procedure Team.
Mr. President.
Crystal.
I move to suspend the rules by dispensing with the opening, closing ceremonies, secretary, treasurer, and all committee reports so we can take up the item of business at hand.
Second.
It has been properly moved and seconded to suspend the rules by dispensing with the opening, closing ceremonies, secretaries, treasurers, and all committee reports so we can take up the item of business at hand. Since it is not debatable or amendable and requires a 2/3 vote, all those in favor please rise. All opposed, same sign. Motion carried 5-0.
Mr. President,
Teddy.
I move to accept the challenge of planning a competition for Hunger Heroes for the Hunger Hero Challenge.
Second.
It has been properly moved and seconded to accept the challenge of planning a challenge for the Hunger Heroes Challenge. Is there any debate?
Mr. President,
Teddy.
I think that planning for this challenge is a great opportunity for the FFA to show what we can do with our leadership skills. Therefore, I urge the Assembly to adopt this motion.
Mr. President.
Allison.
I agree with my fellow FFA member. Not only will this be a possibility for us to help others, but it will also promote FFA's generosity and show the community that they may come to us for support. For these reasons, you should stand with me in adopting this motion.
Mr. President,
Crystal.
Participating in this Hunger Heroes Challenge would be very beneficial for us, being that hunger is not just an issue in the United States, it is an issue worldwide. I believe that we need to take part in this challenge. In the interest of time, I move the previous question.
Second.
It has been properly moved and seconded to end debate. Since this is not debatable or amendable, it requires a 2/3 vote. All those in favor, please rise. All opposed, same sign. Motion carried 5-0. We will now proceed to vote on the motion which states we accept the challenge of planning a challenge for the Hunger for Heroes challenges. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carried.
Mr. President.
Dalton.
I move the Secretary contact Region 1 FFA chapter.
Second.
It has been properly moved and seconded to have the Secretary contact Region 1 FFA chapters. Is there any debate?
Mr. President.
Dalton.
As the goal of this competition is to involve all of Region 1, I feel it's very important to get every chapter on board to maximize the amount of meals we can obtain. Therefore, please stand with me in adopting this motion.
Mr. President,
Allison.
I agree with my fellow FFA member. We can use all the help we can get, and it will be nice to see some familiar faces. Therefore, stand with me in adopting this motion.
Is there any further debate? Seeing none, we will now proceed to vote. All those in favor, we have the Secretary contact Region 1 FFA chapter say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carried.
Mr. President,
Teddy.
I move to fill a school bus full of food.
Second.
It has been properly moved and seconded to fill a school bus full of food. Is there any debate?
Mr. President,
Teddy.
I think this is a great idea. Filling a school bus full of food will show that our competition means an extreme amount, means a lot to us. And it will also be a great competition for other FFA chapters. Therefore, I urge the Assembly to adopt this motion.
Mr. President,
Jared.
Seeing that this is a very unique opportunity for us that many chapters won't participate in, this will show that we are creative. So please help me in passing this motion.
Is there any further debate? Seeing none, we will now proceed to vote. All those in favor we fill the school bus full of food say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carried.
Mr. President,
Allison.
I move we have the Vice President sign a proclamation with the mayor.
Second.
It has been properly moved and seconded to have the Vice President sign a proclamation with the mayor. Is there any debate?
Mr. President,
Allison.
I believe we should have the Vice President sign a proclamation with the mayor because it will show that our community does support what we do no matter what we do. Therefore, stand with me in adopting this motion.
Mr. President,
Crystal.
I am also in favor of this motion. Having the Vice President sign this proclamation would kick off this event. And having him sign it, maybe we could have the reporter write an article in the paper which will get our name out, and maybe we could have more volunteers for this event. So please help me in passing this motion.
Is there any further debate? Seeing none, we will now proceed to vote. All those in favor we have the Vice President sign a proclamation with the mayor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carried.
Mr. President,
Dalton.
I move we involve school organizations.
Second.
It has been properly moved and seconded to involve school organizations. Is there any debate?
Mr. President,
Dalton.
although we've only been asked to involve the regional FFA chapters in this competition, I think it would be a great idea to strive to go above and beyond this, asking to involve other school organizations. We will be able to increase the quantity and quality of work, and we'll be able to reach our goal of filling a school bus with food. Therefore, please help me in passing this motion.
Is there any further debate? Seeing none, we will now proceed to vote. All those in favor we involve other school organizations say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carried.
Mr. President,
Allison.
I move we have a food drive.
Second.
It has been properly moved and seconded to have a food drive. Is there any debate?
Mr. President,
Allison.
we should have a food drive because it will be the best way for us to get the most amount of food while also involving school organizations and community groups. Please stand with me in passing this motion.
Is there any further debate?
Mr. President,
Dalton.
I'm in favor of this motion. I think in addition to have a food group, we may want to ask local businesses or big food corporations to donate some food to this food drive, as will be able to increase the amount of food we can obtain and lessen the donations we need to ask from our community. Therefore, help me in passing this motion.
Is there any further debate? Seeing none, we will now proceed to vote. All those in favor we involve school, or we have a food drive say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carried.
Mr. President,
Crystal.
I move that the reporter write an article in the paper.
Second.
It is probably moved and seconded to have the reporter write an article in the paper. Is there any debate?
Mr. President,
Crystal.
I believe that this would be extremely beneficial, as having an article in the paper would get our name out to the public, and this would raise awareness of the project that we are doing, and this would allow us to get more volunteers and help with this project. So please help me in passing this motion.
Mr. President,
Teddy.
I also agree with my fellow FFA member. Since the reporter is very good at coming up with an article to put in the newspaper, they would be the most skilled leader in our FFA to do this job. Therefore, I urge the Assembly to adopt this motion.
Is there any further debate? Seeing none, we will now proceed to vote. All those in favor we have a reporter write an article in the paper say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carried.
Mr. President,
Allison.
I move we go out to eat after this meeting.
Second.
It has been properly moved and seconded to go out to eat after this meeting. Is there any debate?
Mr. President,
Allison.
I believe we should go out to eat after this meeting because we will have worked up a very strong hunger from all of our hard work. Please stand with me in adopting this motion.
Mr. President,
Dalton.
As this motion is not germane to the topic, I suggest the maker withdraw their motion.
Mr. President, I ask permission to withdraw this motion.
Are there any objections to this withdrawal? Seeing none, we will withdraw the motion which states we go out to eat after this meeting.
Mr. President,
Dalton.
I move we have a planning meeting on the third Saturday in February at 2 p.m. in the Ag Room.
Second.
It has been properly moved and seconded to have a planning meeting on the third Saturday in February at 2 p.m. in the Ag Room. Is there any debate?
Mr. President,
Dalton.
as this is such a large event, I feel that a planning meeting is very necessary, and I think having it in the third Saturday in February is of most importance, as we must have this competition done by the end of March. I also feel that Saturday is a good day because students are not in school. In addition, parents may be not working and will be able to attend. For those reasons, please help me in passing this motion.
Mr. President,
Jared.
I agree with my fellow teammate, but seeing that we do not know if this date is available on the chapter calendar, I move to lay this motion on the table.
Second.
It has been properly moved and seconded to lay the motion on the table which states we have a planning meeting the third Saturday in February at 2 p.m. in the Ag Room. Since this is not debatable or amendable, let's proceed to vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. Motion tabled.
Mr. President,
Jared.
I move to set another goal for our chapter to serve 500 meals.
Second.
It has been properly moved and seconded to set a goal for our chapter to serve 500 meals. Is there any debate? Thank you, Madam Timekeeper.
Mr. President,
Jared.
this is a great goal. Seeing that 500 meals would be a very conservative goal, I think that even if we do reach this goal, we could go well over and beyond. So please help me in passing this motion.
Is there any further debate? Seeing none, we will now proceed to vote. All those in favor, we have our chapter set a goal of serving 500 meals, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no. Motion carries.
Mr. President,
Allison.
I move we have a lunch for the volunteers.
Second.
It has been properly moved in second to have a lunch for the volunteers. Is there any debate?
Mr. President,
Allison.
I think that a lunch for the volunteers is of the utmost importance because they will have earned a reward for all of their hard work. Please stand with me in passing this motion.
Mr. President,
Dahlin.
I'm in favor of this motion. However, this is a large task, right? Therefore, I move to refer this to a special committee of 3 appointed by the chair with full power to act and report back at the next meeting.
I
Second.
rise for parliamentary inquiry.
State your inquiry.
What vote does this take?
Which one, the main motion or the refer?
Refer to committee.
The refer requires a majority.
Thank you.
It has been properly moved in second to refer this motion, which states, we serve lunch for the volunteers to a special committee of 3 appointed by the chair with full power to act and report back to the next meeting. Is there any debate?
Mr. President,
Dahlin.
I urge the Assembly to adopt this motion. This is a large task, and I think that 3 members in charge is a great number, as any decisions that are made, a tie can be broken. Therefore, please help me in passing this motion.
Thank you, Madam Timekeeper. Team 9 minutes, 30 seconds has elapsed. Is there any further debate? Seeing none, we will now proceed to vote. All those in favor of referring this to a committee say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. Motion referred. The committee will consist of Teddy, Dalton, and Jared acting as chair.
Mr. President,
Allison.
I move we contact local commodity groups.
Second.
It has been properly moved and seconded to contact local commodity groups. Is there any debate?
Mr. President,
Allison.
I think we should contact local commodity groups because we can ask them for donations. We could give these donations to the people we serve the food to so they know what kind of food they get, how healthy it is, and where it comes from. For these reasons, I want you to adopt this motion.
Is there any further debate? Seeing none, we will now proceed to vote. All those in favor we contact local commodity groups say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. Motion carried.
Mr. President,
Dalton.
I move to adjourn.
Second.
It has been properly moved and seconded to adjourn. Since this is not debatable or amendable, let's vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. Motion carried. Meeting adjourned. Thank you, Madam Timekeeper. This concludes our presentation. Honorable judges, we may entertain any questions that you may have.
10 questions for the Olivet FFA. Judges, the first question.
Mr. President, explain the time limits that apply to the motion to reconsider.
Reconsider can be made only after another motion has been made in between the vote and then that, and you have to be on the other side, and it has to be made before the next day. You have to make it for the same day.
So what is your answer? The time limits are?
After another motion has been made and within the same day.
Okay, thank you.
Question number 2 is for Teddy. And this is a 2-part question regarding the motion to take from the table. When can the motion to take from the table be moved?
Can you please repeat the question?
Sure. When can the motion to take from the table be moved?
After the vote?
Honorable Judge, may I correct my teammate?
Sure.
You must wait. You must have disposed of one main motion between laying a motion on the table and taking it back to the table.
And the other part of it, Teddy?
Yeah.
Can the motion to take from the table be amended?
No, cannot.
Thank you.
This question is for Dalton. This is a 2-part question as well. Is the motion to reconsider debatable?
Yes, if the motion it is being applied to is debatable.
And what vote is required to adopt the motion to reconsider?
Majority.
Jared? What class of motions does the motion to amend belong to if it is made when a motion is pending?
Privilege.
Honorable Judge, may I correct my teammate?
Sure.
It belongs to subsidiary.
Thank you.
Question number 5 for Crystal. Can the motion to suspend the rules be reconsidered?
No, it cannot.
Thank you.
Allison? What is the purpose of the motion to lay on the table?
The purpose of the motion to lay on the table is to postpone debate on the topic.
Mr. President, question has two parts. Can a parliamentary inquiry be reconsidered?
No, it cannot.
Can any subsidiary motion be applied to a parliamentary inquiry?
Will you repeat that?
Can any subsidiary motion be applied to a parliamentary inquiry?
No.
Thank you.
Okay, question number 8 is open for any team member to answer. When is it too late to call for a division of the assembly?
Mr. President. I'm sorry, I'm gonna judge my answer to this question. After the discussion has started on the next motion.
Thank you.
He was a president probably at one time.
Okay, this question is open to anybody. What class of motions does the previous question belong to?
Honorable Judge, may I answer this question?
Teddy.
Subsidiary.
Okay, the last question. Question has two parts. What is the only motion an objection to the consideration of a question can be applied to?
Honorable Judge, may I answer this question?
Mhm.
Main motion.
Okay. And what vote is required to adopt an objection to a consideration of a question?
Negative 2/3.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That concludes the questions. Madam Timekeeper, starts 5 minutes. So, Mr. Secretary, to finish your minutes.
Team members, just flip over the item and just sit there and breathe.